Hey, this is Milz from America, and today we are interviewing. Introduce yourself, man.
Yo, it's Clockworkz from the UK. How's it going?
Great. So today is the second interview in my series. Yesterday we did Wicca, went really well. He was a guinea pig, so any kind of mistakes I made, well, yeah. Okay, so
They're fixed now. They're all good.
yeah. All right. So first question I ask everyone: a background about yourself, like non-beatbox. If it,
Away from beatbox. Well, my name's Jack. I'm kind of just a student and doing some teacher training stuff. Wanting to be a teacher in the future. I just kind of in lockdown just been looping and playing Xbox, just doing the standard stuff. Yeah, it's all been really good. Yeah. But yeah, it's just been a bit weird with all the lockdown, isn't it? I mean, probably weird over America as well as
yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, I will say though that the I guess one of the very few positives is that people have more time to create. And well, not necessarily. I mean, if you have a family and you have extra family members in your residence and you have to take care of them, and like if they're doing virtual online learning, which I know, at least here in America, the school year is done. I mean, there's but
Same here. Yeah.
but the point being is that um at least I've seen. I mean, I've seen more loop tutorials, solo beatbox tutorials, and etc. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get too much into COVID-19 because that'll be a whole other discussion.
Yeah. Never mind. I think like with tutorials as well. I think people are just like, I think just the loopers are like, well, you know what? I've got all these like routines and all these skills. I might as well show it. And I think like a few people are now doing online lessons as well, which is quite cool. It's nice to see because the community is kind of getting stronger through it all, which is nice. But yeah, let's go on to other topics other than that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next question was going to be your beatbox background, and I didn't write this down, but I was wondering if you could tell us why you called yourself Clockworkz.
Um, it's one of them. I went through like quite a few names when it came to like picking. There wasn't really many. I was gonna go because one of my nicknames at school is Jeb, which is like my first name and last name combined. But I kind of wanted something that was a bit more like I don't know, just kind of stood out more because I feel like that's just kind of a bit of a jokey name. And I was thinking of names like Crash was one, and like there was little J Loop and all that stuff. But I've just think Clockwork's just kind of stuck, and it was the one out of all of them that I was thinking of that I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And I thought adding a Z on the end would be just a nice thing. And then I made myself a little logo, got it on a hoodie and stuff, and
Oh,
it just kind of stuck with it ever
merch,
since.
merch. You gonna sell merch, or you already
Yeah,
selling it,
well,
or what's going on with that?
I don't sell merch. It'd be if I don't know. I think I had to get like a lot bigger before I started selling them. It's just kind of mainly because it has like my Instagram on the back. It was they just wear it, kind of promote myself indirectly, but it's just yeah. I don't know about merch. It'd be one of the things where it has to be a lot bigger to even consider it. But yeah, and also like when my friend came to UK Champs with me, I got him a hoodie just to kind of just because it's just kind of nice seeing people and like supporting it and stuff. And yeah, it was. So about my name, it's just kind of one of the things that just kind of it came to me. There's no real like meaning or story behind it, like I wish there was. It just kind of something that stuck, and ever since I've just used it, and yeah, it's just stuck with me the whole time.
All right, nice. All right, so that was your name. Now, what about like your journey? So like starting, like for example, did you start with the solo beatbox, or did you do what I did and did all the musicality stuff and then work your way into beatbox into So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. My story is quite a funny one actually, because people kind of like have these stories where it's like all inspirational, like a long journey. My story kind of started. I was at university just writing an essay, and I was kind of bored looking on YouTube, and I came across Swiss beatbox like battles or solo battles, and I was really enjoying it. But it was like I was looking at these skills, thinking I'm never going to be able to do this. But then I saw Saro versus MP14, which is like
Oh my God,
it
yeah,
was like
yeah, that was actually
2017. It was like
that's creepy because
that was the first video I
because
saw loop
yeah,
wise, and it was
me
like
too,
2 months
me
or
too.
something
That was
after it
literally
came
the
out.
Yep, that was the first video I saw. I'm like, what the hell are these machines? And then it sounds cool.
I know. And then I just saw it and I was like, I want to do this. Like I do not care. I really want to do
Yep.
this. And what happened was I mean, I had a student, when in England, you get like student loans of and I spent a very big chunk of mine on an RC505, headphones, a microphone, all the cables. And yeah, I just learned. But like, for like the first few months, I realized how hard it was and how they made it look so easy to do. And like it was even basic things like I didn't know how to turn multi effects on at the time. I didn't know what everything did, and I like like I didn't really post much because everything I produced like at the starting was just awful. And then I gradually started learning things, got better at it. And then like my aim with the whole thing when I started was to get into UK champs. I never really thought I'd do it in my first attempt, and I'm really grateful that I did. And it was just amazing. But like that was my aim, and I got there. But now that I've experienced it, I want more. I want to get like finalist, and then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, my whole journey started with just literally just watching a video and just thinking, yes, I want to do this, and here we are today, which is just insane. It's been a massive journey. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, so my next question, which you pretty much already started answering, was it your 505 background? As so, if I understand, you didn't do like guitar pedals, 202 Chaos Pad first. Like you just went straight into the Boss Roland RC 505.
Yeah, yeah. I just went straight for it. I think when I like started looping and wanted to do it, I didn't really know much about second devices. Like I could see why they would work, but I didn't really know there was like actual voice transformers and stuff for it. Um, so I didn't really know much about like second devices as such. My only kind of musical background as well was I used to play drums a bit. I don't really now. It was way back ago, but it kind of helps with timing and stuff because I've got that knack for it. And I guess if you want to call it an instrument, Guitar Hero help me with timing because pressing the buttons at the same time.
Yeah, I actually did.
But yeah, as far as like a musical kind of background, yeah, I just started with the RC505, and obviously I've now got a VT4, but at the start it was just this machine, trying to do as much as I can with the machine. I think it's especially today, it's very impressive the amount like if you can just do it with an RC505 and be like a very top tier looper like Rivmind or something, because second devices just do so much. But yeah, I started with a 505, and some some of my routines were just 505. Like my UK Champs entry was just 505. My UK Champs elimination was just 505. I think everything else since has included a second device. So yeah, just a 505 to begin with. I just went straight for it.
Nice, and it's nice that you spent a considerable amount of time just on the 505. Like you're not kind of like what the trend is now is okay. So within 1 minute of purchasing the 505, let's go out and get all these second devices right away. Like,
Yeah, I think now that's like what everyone does. I feel like if you get into the community from someone, they'll say, "Oh, get the RC505, but make sure you get a VT4, make sure you get a Chaos Pad, and make sure you get a Helix Line 6." And it's like calm down. I feel like you need to learn the machine first before you start going out and getting second devices because second devices are cool, but if you don't know what you're doing with the main machine, which is the 505, then you're gonna really struggle. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself at once. But I could see the appeal, especially when you hear people with
yeah.
Helix Line 6.
Sarcasm alert.
The mental.
Helix is pretty cheap, right? Just kidding.
Oh yeah, so expensive. Only 600 quid. You know, just everyone has that in the back pocket, just waiting to spend it. Just ridiculous. Like, I'm a student. How am I meant to keep up with that? And you see Inky just bringing out 1K like device, and you're just there like sick. And I'm like,
oh god.
But yeah, like I said, just if I was like giving advice out, stick with the 505 first, and then once you're comfortable to an extent, you can experiment with second device.
I was gonna ask, how's your 505 now? So like you've been on Instagram, Discord, obviously, live stage experience, UKBC.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Like, I don't really have much of my old the routine saved, but like I said, I didn't know about multi effects. I didn't really know much about timing and like how precise you have to be, and like even like just turning an effect on like ring model, like, oh my god, this is amazing, look what I can do. But like now things are a lot more structured, and routines are starting to come out from that. So I think the journey's been like learning about. I think it's learning about structure and routines, and just making sure everything's clean, and like live experience. Learning about maybe stage things you have to consider while you're on stage, like feedback, timing. You have to keep everything in 3 minutes, like, on the dot. And also like with internet connection and video production, because you need to make sure your audio and video are all clear in like a wild card. And like for example, I didn't even know you could get a USB to connect up to computers. I was doing wildcards and videos of things with just a really like a really poor like 40 quid amp, like, or a $40 amp. And I was just there like I don't know how people are getting it to sound so clear. Like they must have like thousands of quid worth of speakers, and I'm like, no, they just have a USB cord that cost about 5 quid. So yeah, it's been a very it's been there's a lot of learning involved, I think, with just very basic things. Uh, um, but yeah, like now if you go on my Instagram and stuff, I feel like I'm getting to a stage where I'm feeling a lot good about my tracks, and feeling confident about future live competitions and stuff with everything going on.
Nice. Yeah. So, really good segue right into my next one. What was going to be about the whole UK experience. So like UK BC, Eastbox, kind of like
Uh,
that. And like, how did you join the UK community?
well, like I said, UK Beatbox Championships was my aim when I started this whole thing, and like the my UK champs wildcard was like my first proper attempt at a wildcard. Like I did like other wildcards as well, but they weren't they weren't they weren't as good as the one I think. And but also there was, even looking back at my UK champs wildcard, there's so many things I'm like, oh, that's not good, but it got me in, which is the main thing. And then UK champs was just probably one of the best experiences of my life. Like I know I didn't get in, and there's a whole controversy around music metronome, but in my defense with that, because I kind of want to address this in this section with the whole metronome thing, because a lot of people have asked me why Rivmine did it one in GBB, and I didn't really know there was actual a rule break, and I just thought that sound familiar. It sounds like what headshot. When I found it, I was like, okay, well, I'm sure that's allowed. And also in my sound check, we were promised 10 minutes like each, and like if there was any problems, they would have said. I only got flame of performance pretty good. There were no feedback issues, but I know the reason I didn't get in was because I used the metronome. I don't know if I got disqualified or docked a load of points on the judges' scorecards. I don't know exactly, but I do know that they took that into consideration heavily. Hence why I don't think I made top four, which was a bit annoying because judging by reactions in the event, the least big-headed and most humble way I can say is I think I got one of the, if not the biggest pop at a loop station track at the event. I think mine probably was the loudest crowd reaction. So I thought I was in, and then when I didn't, I was a bit bummed out. But looking it back at it now, I understand. But it was just such an amazing experience, and just the weekend was, and like meeting everyone as well. Like I didn't know, I only knew people from talking to them on Instagram or Discord. I didn't actually know anyone in person. So like, it was my first time ever meeting people like TMY, Balance, Oxbox, we just seen that stuff. I was actually following them, and then Brez as well. It was mental. It was crazy. And then, yeah, then we just, and it was a crazy weekend. And then Eastbox were just as good, because I feel Eastbox, just for the people that don't know what Eastbox is that are listening, Eastbox is it was a smaller kind of event for solos and loopers. It was kind of like held at like a pool bar in Ipswich. It was a smaller event, which I feel like is good to get to know the people, because there wasn't much of an audience outside of people that were performing. So it was like a nice really get together to get to know everyone. And I got top four in that, and I had an amazing time. I don't think I did. I think I did okay. I beat a guy called Icon, who's an up and coming beatboxer and looper. He was really good. Just beat him, and then I lost to Guru, who's, everyone knows Guru. And then I had a small fight against Tonka, but I messed up pretty badly there. I'd love to battle him again though to redeem myself. But yeah, that was really good as far as getting to know people a bit better because I only knew people from a little bit from UK champs. Everyone was so focused on what they were doing solos, and so it was nice to get to know people outside a bit. It was a lot nice to get close. I feel like because of that events especially, I'm a lot closer to the UK community now. And obviously we've got Discord and people on Instagram and just chatting, just keeping up with people. It's a really good community, UK. I really enjoy being a part of it. Very, very good quality as well, which is good. It's good because it's a good community to be in, but it's bad because like everyone's so good. But yeah, that's kind of like my experience with it all. Mostly positive, and like I said, the weekends I've had them have been two of the best weekends of my entire life. So I can't complain
Nice.
really. They're just amazing, yeah.
Good. All right.
Sorry, that's probably a lot of information.
Well, this is an interview.
Yeah, true, true.
All right, next one. What is your loop style? And don't just say say granular delay.
Yeah. I knew she'd be like granular delay or maybe some. But like, I don't know. I feel like I go through a lot of cycles. Like through before KBP, I would say, which is like a competition hosted by TMY. I had like a bit of a house kind of big drop style, but for KBB, I kind of stripped it back a bit, especially with like a thing on the VT4, which is like helps your harmonies. I created some more chill and some harmony filled tracks, and I really enjoyed doing that. It wasn't really good for competitions because it was, competitions are all about drops and getting in people's faces and doing the heaviest stuff you can possibly do. And then like for esports, I kind of combine the two. So I'd say it kind of just depends on where I stumble. Sometimes I stumble across tracks or make tracks that are more chill. Sometimes I make tracks that I just have really heavy drops. Sometimes I do both. Sometimes I make something completely like different that I wasn't expecting to make. A lot of the tracks I stumble across something that I really like and make a track around it. So yeah, I guess my style is a bit of like a mix of chill and maybe strong house or heavy house. It kind of just depends on where things take me. And my Instagram is full of a lot of styles and like, things like that. So I guess look at my Instagram and decide for yourself. But yeah, granular delay is a very fun effect. I completely endorse anyone who uses granular delay. Very solid effect. And yeah, it given me. I appreciate the nicknames and all the memes made about my granular delay use. Sound.
Well, if you think about it, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're actually good at making memes. So yeah.
Well, thanks. I only did like one with the whole there was that thing, it was ages ago, with like it's that meme where a girl's walking away and the guy's like checking her out and like you just fill in like the little blanks. It was like I was like to everyone, just make your best meme, and like I got sent about 5 of them, which was me at Clockworkz looking at granular delay holding hands with a girl that said every other effect. I'm like, it's not that prominent. I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, it was good. It's good to like have little banter and memes with people. It was UK community as well that kind of joined in, which was nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. So we already talked about second devices and like you mentioned like your VT4. This interview isn't about like techie knowledge, so I think if people out there wanna see how a VT4 works and how Clockworkz kind of contextualizes it with the 505, he has a ton of videos, so I'll probably put the link in the description for your videos.
That'd be nice, man.
Yeah, that way
I appreciate any feedback and comments and likes anyone wants to give me.
There you go.
I appreciate them all. I'll try and comment on everyone. So yeah,
nice.
Thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, because it's one thing to like talk about the VT4 with the 505. It's a whole nother thing, and it's way more effective, in my honest opinion, to just go watch Clockworkz' videos to see how it actually layers and all that stuff. Okay, all right. So next one, you touched on a lot of these things. So it was, what does your future look like? And now it's kind of a loaded thing. So I wrote many examples of like. You already talked about like the UKBC wildcards, doing more of those tourneys. I also wrote down maybe like loop master classes at nearby schools, and this is something that I ask all all beatboxers, especially loopers, like if you're comfortable at doing master classes at nearby schools, because I know like there was that one UK looper. I forgot. It's more old school, but basically on the comments section on his video was like, "Oh my goodness, he was at my school. Yeah, he was at my school too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Formula.
Yeah, what is it? Very good looper. Um, yeah, as far as like, because like obviously I'm a I teach as well. It'd be nice to kind of incorporate some kind of 505 style stuff or beatbox style stuff into like mainstream schools and lessons, but I teach like lower end of like age, so like probably like I don't know, like 5 to 11 year olds, and bringing them somewhere like a 505 would be very complicated to them. They wouldn't understand it. They wouldn't really get anything from it. Um, it would be so it's something I would consider, and obviously like you kind of brings me a point to like online lessons. I feel like when it comes to doing that, I feel like I need to be more credential to like give them out. Like I feel like it's just my opinion. Obviously, like people, if they want to start doing lessons whenever, then they can. It's fine. But like I feel like I'd have to at least like be like top four in the UK or have achieved top four in the UK to like feel comfortable giving lessons out. And also I'd have to like actually structure them. Like what would I teach people about loops that have a loop
On,
station that
yeah,
different experiences?
on
What would I teach them? What could I show them? How could I track improvement? Because I people like charge like quite not massively. I mean, it depends on the person as well who's doing the lessons and like how much they charge. But I don't want people to like pay me to not get anything out of it. So as far as lessons, it's definitely something I would be interested in, but I feel like I've still got a bit of learning and stuff myself to do before I start looking into it properly. And like I want to get a bit more achievements myself first before I start giving out knowledge and stuff of what I know. As far as like also on the Discord, you mentioned about wildcards for other competitions. Again, I feel like with Swiss Beatbox, this I mean Gasper Grom is one person that kind of broke the system, but I feel like you need a bit of credentials outside of GB like national competitions to get considered. I mean, obviously I don't know how much Gasper Grom did um his competitions nationally, but I feel like that like you get considered a lot more if you do them. So and also with how fast the UK scene is growing on the loops, I need to put a lot of my looping focus into that competition because it's all well and good preparing stuff for UK champs, but I need to make sure I make it in and make sure I've got everything ready and prepared and to the best of my ability. So right now, the future for me is UK champs and UK based. And when I feel like I've done as much as I can or done it all, if that happens, then I'll focus on maybe trying to do GBB, try to do lessons outside of competitions and private lessons and all that, and charging for it and making a bit of a living off it. Maybe not a living, but so yeah, I think right now I'm focusing on UK champs whenever that is, um, and then we'll see where it goes from there, man. I mean, could just stick with that scene. I could move on to GBB or stay in UK. I don't know. But right now it's all UK champs based, and I'm really excited to hopefully get in and show everyone, make amends for last year. Just show everyone.
Yes, that sounds really good.
Oh, okay.
It's really good when people give back to their community. I'm really big on that. And I'm not just saying that because I teach music full time. Which is somewhat misleading because I teach it 10 months. I do put in applications for the remaining 2 months of the year, but I'm thinking for me, I might not be doing so much teaching, but kind of moving up to like mentor leadership, where I'm teaching other teachers how to teach. So this isn't an interview about me. I was just kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying. Okay.
No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. It's always good to like give back, and if you have loads of knowledge and you feel comfortable sharing it, it's always good to share that with people. But like I said, I wanna learn as much as I can personally before I start giving out because I feel like that's the best way
I think
to do
I feel like in some way
lessons.
I feel like I slightly disagree when you say that you need more time to to teach basics. I mean honestly, I let's say I just bought this 505 today and I stumbled across your name on Instagram or something, I would have no doubt of confidence that you could teach me the basics. Like, what is? Hey, I heard this thing called a one shot. What do I press to do a one shot? What does a one shot sound like?
Yeah, I guess like basics like that I could comfortably teach. I think it's like more if someone was like advanced enough to like maybe try a walk out the UK, and I'm there like, well, I'm trying to get UK. I don't want to give you too much information because you're competition in a way, and also because if when they get to a stage where I feel like I can't teach them more, they'll be paying me money to like just hear me talk and just have a chat with me, which you shouldn't be paying for really. I could see what you mean though, about the basics. Like everyone starts somewhere, and if you're starting from the real like basic and you want someone to teach you the basics, then drop me a DM, I guess, and I'll absolutely help you.
But
But yeah, I can see
but
what
but
you
I mean,
I can see what you
like
mean.
also on top of that, the fact that you've been on stage for how many times? If I had questions about like feedback, like I don't know what feedback is, you can and or also um the fact that you have made many routines. So like if I didn't know how to make a routine, if I didn't know what structure was, if I didn't know if I wanted some tips about like a climax or a drop, Clockworkz, I would have no problem going to him for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I like the thing is, if anyone like did want any kind of information like that from me, I'm not one of them people that's like massively secretive about things. Like obviously, like I'll be wary if you're like UK and trying to get UK champs if I were doing it too. But like when it comes to like people asking me for information about looping or like for example, I'll actually chuck. You probably won't mind me mentioning this. There was a beatboxer in Wales called Han, and he recently got a VT4, and he asked in like a massive UK related chat, like, "Yo, look, I've just got a VT4. Does anyone know how to do it?" And I'm like, and I said, "Oh yeah, sure." And like a few days later, I was in a Skype call with him showing what I knew, and he was like saying, "Do you want to get like, do you want any money for this?" And I'm like, "Oh no, 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 don't worry about that." So yeah, I guess if people wanting to know anything specifically from me or about looping, then I wouldn't have any qualms if you just DM me and I'll answer best I can. Um, but yeah, it's and I happily give tutorials out on basics and stuff. I would have no problem with that. Um, so yeah, but we'll see in the future. It might be something I consider. Um, I know a lot of very talented loopers, like that global talents, are also offering lessons as well. So they're also very good to check out as well if you ever were interested. But like I said, I wouldn't have any problem with people asking me anything about looping
All right.
and me answering
Speaking
them.
of VT4, my next question was, were you ever going to make a VT4 tutorial as it pertains to the 505?
Um, like yeah, I think I would. Like I feel like a lot. It's not a very common device people use because VT4 is one of them devices that kind of fits in. It's because I think people when they go for second devices, they go all out. They go for the big ones. They go for the helixes. They go for the voice live. They go for the pedal boards. VT4 is a very smaller machine. It's like and very price wise a lot smaller as well. Um, I think if the demand was high and people wanted to see a VT4 tutorial, if they wanted to get one, I'd happily show them. I mean, with the as far as learning it, it only took me like it took me a couple of weeks to like master. And like if someone did a tutorial like of the stuff I know now, it would be very useful. And like I don't think many people have used it. Like I think the people that use a VT4 that I know are Bart, he or Barty as his looper
Yep.
name is. I think Guru has it in his set, but he has like a chaos pad and stuff as well. And I think other people that have used it didn't kind of went back to the very expensive devices. If people did want a VT4 tutorial, I'd happily do it. Like I got a few comments saying, "Look, I have a VT4. How do you use it?" Happily answer them. I'll give them a Skype call. I'll message them anything they want need to know. But yeah, it's a very good device, and like I feel like with second devices, like I mentioned, it's good to get ones that help your maybe not weaknesses, but areas you want to improve on. And one of the areas I struggle with sometimes is tuning my voice. For like when I'm making like harmonies. And this machine, I'll do a little example of it now. It has this button called harmony. So when I speak like that, it tunes my voice. So like it goes from to stuff like that. And it's like, it sounds like an auto tune, but it's something I need. Like it helps me a lot. So, but yeah, like I said, as far as your question goes, if people wanted to see what a VT4 could do or wanted tutorial style videos, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd have to get some software to make videos like that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind showing people what VT4 could do. It'd be absolutely fine.
Nice. And it's great that you demonstrated. I'm all about, modeling it, showing it to me, not just, like always talking about it. I mean, even though this is an interview, but still, that's great that you're doing that. Okay. All right. So that was it for the meat and potatoes of the questioning. My last two questions for everybody is to drop a beat if you want. You don't have to.
Yeah, go on then. Let's see how my internet plays up. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm gonna do something just a bit pre-recorded, just because it might affect the lag of like
no
the calls
problem.
if I do things live. But I've dropped this a few times in with other people as well. It's just the kind of routine. Shout out to Dom Tapper as well. He's a very good friend of mine, and the inspiration kind of came from his track, although it sounds nothing like it. But Dom Tapper is a really good loop. I would go check him out on Instagram. But anyhow, I'll hello for that. Let's get on with it. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that could be like a UK champs. I don't know how much lag affected that. But hopefully not too much.
The leg actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Woo!
Yeah, there you go.
I'll drop a little quick word as well. If that's
coming at you live and direct, Clockworkz, with very minimal lag. Clockworkz, with very minimal lag.
That's probably going to be on my Instagram at some point as well if you didn't hear all of that. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably drop it there. Little plug on my Instagram there, Clockworkz Loops. Yeah, follow me, please. I've only got like 200 followers. Yeah. What is it? Like that one, if you just missed it or you had to cut it out, I'll post it on my Instagram probably soon anyways, because it's a lot of input effects that I can't remember how to do. Just actually, I meant to mention that if you're getting a loop station and a second device, write if you make some kind of cool special sound or effect, write down on a piece of paper what you did, because you will forget so much. And then when you come back to the routine, it'll still sound sick. But when you try and recreate it live, you're absolutely pagged, which in UK terms means yeah, I'll give a shout out to some of the people that I consider really good friends of mine. We got a little group called it the Cruru. So Guru, he's on Instagram. Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, it's a great name. It's me, Guru, a guy called Merc, who's a very good up and coming beatboxer in the UK, friends of Wicco as well, who you've interviewed, and Tonka, who is probably one of my favorite loopers currently in the scene. And then shout out to my friends back at home, Gern, Max, Matty, Tom, Sam, Chaz, everyone else, you all, Thomas, yeah, all them good people. Oh, and Tebbles, yeah, Tebbles, yeah, good old Tebbles. We could do a little like reenacting of like you being Scott Jackson and try and guess this looper. Hey guys, I just want to say I really enjoyed. I won GBB online. Yes, I'm really excited and happy about that. Yes. Hey guys. Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel really good. He's gonna kill me for this. If he watches this, he's gonna DM me like you absolute like curse words, several of them. Oh, love him really. Love you, Frosty. Nah, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed being on. It's been nice just chatting about stuff with you. Yeah, it's been nice.